Welcome everyone to this particular presentation on life cycle of a salesperson. So let us visit what exactly how exciting the life of a salesperson would be. So I'll have two slides only concerning about the presentations, and then they will proceed with the presentation. What exactly is selling? Yes, definitely. Definitely, yes. What is personal selling as of today? A new definition for personal selling, the golden rule. Why we talk about everybody sales. In fact, right now I'm also making a sale. I'm also putting up a pitch for the wonderful presentation that I've created for your consumption, ensuring that everybody is getting hooked up to the presentation. This presentation has been given to you in a video format. So, what salesperson have been paid to do? Why choose a sales career, and is it the right career for you? We'll also tell about the success in selling. What does it take to make the success happening? The C characteristics of job evaluation or examine. Do success characterize, describe you? Absolutely, you need to understand and refer that is this what we are actually looking forward to? Yes, the future of salesperson, the plan of this things, and probably building relationship thereby. This is what we are looking forward to, right? So, how do you view salesperson? First and foremost question that comes in my mind as to what do you see? Are they a facilitator or are they irritant in your life? So, salesperson may have negative view of salespeople, right? So, some people do have, right? I said, are they a facilitator for you making your life wonderful, or are they an hindrance, or they are an irritant in your day-to-day operations? So, what is your view of a salesperson? Many people have positive, negative, probably no opinion. So, how many of you are interested in sales career per se? So, selling is not just one of the main marketing component. It is personal selling. Remember, it is all about personalities, the personal communication of information that comes around it. We are talking of persuasions time and again. Every people walks around it. That is what is personal selling would be. Not only personal communication, but persuasion and the process helping one another. I have said a salesperson can be viewed as a facilitator for a better life, facilitator for a better service, facilitator for a comfortable life altogether, and the goods or the services that we look into it. And this is what services or selling is all about it. The idea is thereby. So let us understand a new definition of personal selling. Refers to the personal communication of information and unselfishly persuade someone. So salesperson differences, there are traditional salesperson that we talk about it who are guided by self-interest because the more I sell, the more I make an income. The added incentive that comes added under my name, under my belt. The professional salesperson, on the other hand, will take care of the customer. They will ensure that the customer has been not being cheated, or the long-term relation. They are more interested in building up a long-term relationship. The golden rule of the salesperson is the other interest is as more important or the most important. You are not only interested in the selling of your product or a services, but you should ensure that these fit actually into the other requirement, and you should not compromise on the other interests thereby. So we'll give you a synopsis as far as the traditional salesperson and professional salesperson are concerned, and probably would love to talk about the golden rules that comes around it. So a traditional salesperson do what they think they can get away with, but professional salesperson will be talking about the legal requirement, important. So golden rule, do the right thing. Guided by self-interest is salesperson. Did I say they are looking for their own incentives? But in a professional salesperson, they are interested more in the well-being of the customer. So, golden rule is finding other interest, most important. Similarly, traditional salesperson attribute results to the personal effort. Obviously, I've put in an effort. What is the outcome thereby? But in the professional salesperson, attribute result to the personal efforts, employer, customers, and economy. So it's a team effort. It's not an individual game altogether. It is a combination of the team, the individual, the economy, the environment, and so on and so forth. So basic idea is attributing the rules results to others. Also, the golden rule remain. The traditional salesperson will be seeking a recognition for efforts, sharing not important, pride and ego driven. Yes, true. It is person oriented. Whereas professional salesperson is enjoy recognition, may share if it suits their purpose, pride and ego driven. feel that an individual performance is due to others and thus not motivated by pride. Similarly, for traditional salesperson, money is the main important sources, main ingredient, main motivator, the only criteria for success. But in professional salesperson, money is important, but not to the customer at customer's cost. Absolutely not. It is all about it is all about money and responsibilities, all about relationship building. So service is the most important, and money is to be shared as often as possible. That is the golden rule of the salesperson thereby. So then the question is, what salesperson are paid to do? They are paid to do their job, nothing else, and their job is to sell. So performance goals are set for themselves in order to serve others, earn a living, and probably keep their job, keep their family running up and running, ensure that they're able to maintain their expenses. Performance goals are set for their employer so the company can actually survive. In fact, the salespersons are the fulcrum of the growth of certain companies because they are the person who are going to bring the revenue, right? The customers to fulfill the needs and help organizational grow at the period of time. So major reasons for choosing a sales career, there are so many reasons, service to others, variety of sales job, freedom, there can be challenges, there can be advancement and rewards thereby. So you look at the sales fellow and there are so many paths that actually gives you so many reasons to actually goes to become a star performer altogether. Service to others, variety of sales of freedom, challenging, advancement and rewards thereby. Let us decipher one by one as to the servicing of helping others. When asked what she will look for in a career after graduating from a college, a student of the authors Jackie Prastano said, I did like to do something that can help other fellows, other fellow beings, as the case might be. Service refer to making contributions to a welfare of the others, and believe me or not, this is a driving force to many salesperson. Would you like to help others? My question to you is, would you like to do so? Are you a people person? Are you able to form bond, form relationship, open communication with any strangers person? You are the right fellow for being the sales fellow. What examples of how selling can help others? How could a person be sold that would help them as an individual, perhaps a family, if you're looking into it? Let's say we're talking about gas, car, repair. It helps not only the individual but also the family. House, insurance, food, medicine, absolutely a family requirement altogether. So types of sales jobs, there are many. There are something called retail sales. There are something called direct sales, wherein there are no retail outlet altogether. The person, sales fellow, goes from door to door, person to person, home to home, apartment to apartment to make a sale. The wholesaler jobs wherein they are making selling to the retail counters, in fact. And then we are always into the manufacturer. The manufacturer remains a manufacturer as long as it can make a sale. So manufacturer itself might be a selling. So there are so many sales job that comes around it. Retail selling is the sales person selling goods and services to consumer for their personal and non-business use, whereas direct selling is face-to-face sales of consumer, typically in their homes, who use the product for their non-business personal usage. That is what we are looking forward to. That is what we are interested in. And this is the reason why we should always make so. Let us understand the types of sales job. Selling for wholesaler, for a resale, for use of product, the other goods, for use within the organization, selling for a manufacturer, working for a firm who manufactures the product, usually one of the most prestigious job that can be taken care for. This is what we are looking forward to it. Remember, from order takers to order getters, how do we go about it? It is the inside retail job that comes around it to creating the sales of intangible. So step one is order takers, when you take the retail sales job, then probably start delivering into it. The entry level sales goods comes out here. Once you start delivering, you understand the consumer goods, you getting in touch with the end customer, becomes a machinery product all about it. Then is what the sales engineers, wherein we are trying to create products which are to be lapped up by the consumer end customer on. Then probably we'll look into the intangibles of our goods thereby. So there is enough number of complexity, there is a difficulties of these 7 sales category as we improve from left to right, from order taking to order getting. How do we go around it? Believe me or not, order taking is easier and probably order getting. And when we are manufacturing, curating product for the requirement of the customers, thereby and sensitizing them about the availability of certain products and services. So let us understand the career path of a sales fellow. The sales fellow, we might start at the very lower echelon as a trainee, probably graduate to salesperson. Then probably a number of accounts, a number of customers, a number of location might be under his or her belt, where the salesperson will actually look into the sales of those responsible as a key account salesperson. Then eventually it becomes a geographical location where they become a district salesperson. Then we have the geographical location enhances, the geographical area enhances to regional sales manager. We talk about divisional sales manager, the national sales manager, vice president of marketing, and eventually the top head of a nation. Probably if case it's a top head, probably we can become a head of a multinational companies or a segment of the of our planet, probably Southeast Asia or MENA, Middle East and North Africa, or North America or South America, or Australia, New Zealand zone, the oceanic zone that we talk around it. So let us talk about the rewards. Why should a person work as a sales fellow? Because there are non-financial rewards, entrance rewards of knowing that you have skillfully done a presentation, the sense of contentment, quick path to managing large amount of responsibility, being responsible, not only being responsible, at times you become accountable altogether. People look up to you. So when the moment people look up to you, you are into the quick path to managing others. We have already spoken about non-financial, but let me categorically state you, no matter what you say, financial motivation is the driving force altogether. Higher, much more higher average salary than that of the workers of the same level within the organization. And that is only possible in a sales profile. It is very transparent. Why? Because it is based on a performance and not on a tenure. So it doesn't depend on your number of years that you've put in. It is number of sales that you bring in. So is sales career right path for you? Probably you need to understand your past accomplishment. You need to tell your what is your goal, what kind of future that you would love to ascertain or live. Do you want to have responsibility of a sales job? Do you mind traveling? Because sales is extensive traveling. How much travel is acceptable? How much freedom do you want in a job? Do you have the personality characteristics to succeed thereby? This is what we look into it. Are you willing to transfer to another city, another state? How, where willing next comes around it. Remember, success in selling, what does it take? Love of selling is at heart of helping others. You are talking about success thereby. This is what we are implementing around it time and again. We are talking about success. Now, what does this all about it? If you look, how do we come across? You, if you see the spelling, it is double S U double C E double S. It is all about stamina for job, service for others. U stands for use of golden rule. C for communications. P for again C for personal characteristic or characteristics of a person or the salesperson. E for excellence and sales knowledge that comes around it. This is which we comes around every now and then. We need to ensure such things all the way every time. Success and selling is what we look into it. And we should love selling at the very heart about it. So let us talk one by one what happens with the personal characteristics needed for making a sale career or making a sell probably is all about relationship. It is all about forming a bond. It is all about joy in work, the harmony in relationship, the patience in closing a sale, the kindness to the people that we go about it. It is all about morally ethical, faithful to your word, fairness in the sale that we are looking into it. We should look about self-control. Remember, caring for customer is essentially the core part of the salesperson job. So yes, as a person, what is the characteristic that we look for it? We are looking for caring for customers, joy in work, harmony in relationship, patience during the closure of sales, kindness towards the people, morally ethical, faithful to the word, fairness to the sales, self-control and emotion as the case might be. Putting the customer first requires sales fellow to have a personal characteristic that allow them care for the customer, take joy in their work, find harmony in the sales relationship, have patience in closing the sale, be kind, absolutely be kind to all people. People might be behaving in a particular fashion because of the constraint that they are in. So you are not aware of their real positions, real value altogether. So be kind towards them, be fair towards them. There is nothing wrong in it, right? So have a high moral ethics. Be faithful as one can go about with the words. Always walk the talk. Be fair in the sale. Never to lose control of emotion, no matter what comes around it. So now I will be putting up out certain questions to understand your psychology. You need to answer it by on your own, and you will be able to answer or decipher what I wanted to say or intend to find. Do these success characteristics that describe you? Do you have it in you? Please answer it honestly. Do you have all or a part of them? Or if possible, say some of them are missing, can you develop them? Can you develop them? So once again, are you caring? Are you joyful? Are you pleasant? Are you having a wonderful people skills? Are you patient? Are you kind? Do you get along with each other? Do you believe in honesty? Being ethical? Are you fair and probably have a proper control over self? So let us talk about relationship selling. It is a non-adversarial selling. It's all about forging bond, probably non-manipulative. It is all about consultative, partnering, problem solving, goal, long-term relationships as the case might be. We'll talk about the ABCs. ABCs as the customers in the center of the sale. Remember, I have put the customer, in fact, in all sales presentation, in fact, in all, forget sales presentation, in all sales job, customer remains the fulcrum point. It is the requirement of the customer. It is because of the existence of the customer that your existence depends upon. When I say you remember as a salesperson. So we are talking about services, analyzing needs, presenting the product benefit, and gaining commitment, the ABCs that becomes around it. We are talking about A for analyzing, B for benefit, C for commitment, and the services S, which we are looking at. The services system of ABCs, of the center being the fulcrum, the customer thereby. We'll talk, and this, if you look it into it, it will change every now and then. What is it? First and foremost thing, you will analyze needs, probably present the benefit thereby, gain commitment and the service. Remember, the customers are always in between. What has happened? It moves. Definitely it moves. But did it change anything? Remember, customer goes on. If the priorities might change from analyzing needs to services, services from benefit to the gain customer. People keep on changing. You look at it, we are moving around it. It is the fulcrum. The customer can never be negated. Customer is the one and the only one reason why we exist as a salesperson. Salesperson are the one who drives the organizational growth, because they are the fellow who actually bring in the revenue. So because if there are no customer, there is no requirement of a salesperson, and if there are no salesperson, the organization crumble down. Essentially, customers is all we look into it. No matter what happens and how it happens, this is what we should always remember. Yes, let us proceed to the sales job per se. What is a sales job? It is the person who actually represents or is the face of the company, represent the company, or is to be depicted as the face of the company, works with or probably no supervision, requires more and more amount of people skill, are often allowed to spend company funds as the case might be, may require travel, being away from home as a requirement. What does the sales fellow do? Question is, what does a salesperson do altogether? They create new customers. They sell more to the present customer, as the case might be, builds a longish term relationship, provide solutions to the customer problem as on when on basis. Yes, definitely yes. What we are looking around, we are exceedingly present everything. Provide solution to the customer problem, provide service to the customer orientation, as the case might be, help customer resale products to their customer provisions. That is what we are looking. Help customer use products after the purchase, after sales services also. Remember, they are the fellows who actually cultivate cultures, or should I say protect the goodwill of the company with the customers. They are the bridging bond between the company and the customer, provide the company with the requisite feedback and the information. The future of salesperson is all about the skill requirement, learning this conceptual skills. Example has been planning. We are talking about learning of human skills. We are talking about example with the customers thereby. We are talking about technical skills. Examples are selling skills as the case might be. So what exactly is selling? Is it an art or is it a science? Selling takes place just like a golf or tennis. Selling is also a science because it's a growing body of knowledge, because objective facts of describing selling is changing with the passage of timing. Now we should look up after what is in store for the 21st century, international to global selling. In fact, nowadays, an organization might be producing goods in location A, but its product is available across the globe. So essentially, we are talking about global selling. Essentially, we are talking about cultural fluency, as the case might be. Cultural fluency can only happen if there is some way of building a rapport. That means language fluency. Diversity of sales fellow or the customers, as the case might be. Customer partnership. Yes, if we can do so, we are win. Our assurance of winning is almost 100%. Ethical and professional behavior, as the case might be, we are presenting outside. We're talking about e-selling, electronic selling. We are talking about online selling. We are talking about social media selling. We are talking about search engine optimization selling. Everything that is done by internet. And believe me or not, this is not no longer a fantasy or thought to be in future. It is a hard fact of today's life. So building relationship through sales process, how do we go about it? Let us see the sequences thereby. First is all about prospecting, then which leads to the approach, the pre-approach to planning. So we have identified a cluster of customers, right? Now we have to build up a pitch altogether. We need to pre-approach the planning, and then probably once that has been fine-tuned, we can actually go ahead and approach the customer, give them this requisite presentation, and ensure there's a trial close. In case we are not able to close the sale, we need to have a repeat in presentation. We need to hammer the customers time and again with our product until and unless success beckons us. But what happens if things are not being created again? We need to go back to our drawing rooms, perhaps make some changes in our product or services, determine the objections, and probably then come with a presentation, meet, so that you have already met the objection. And believe me, once that feedback has been incorporated, there are no reasons for a customer to say no. So you can obviously trial. Now you can make close of the sales altogether. In case if you don't have it, we have to repeat this step number of times before you can actually go ahead to make the sale. That is the final step that comes around it. This is how we have building relationship through sales process all together for your understanding. Let us understand if there are any follow-up to be done. Yes, we don't abandon the customer only because the sale has happened. We need to go with the follow-up processes, ensure that they are going to be a repeat customers in due courses of time. I would love to state the 10 most important steps in customer relationship selling process. One is the prospecting, locating and qualifying prospect, as I said. Pre-approach is of obtaining interview, planning, determining the sales cost, objective, developing customer profile, customer benefit programs, sales presentation, and so on and so forth. We'll talk about the approaches, meeting the prospect, beginning customization, sales presentation. Presentation is further uncovering of needs, relating the product's benefit to them, making a presentation about the features, the advantages, dramatizing, visualizing, proof statement, probably even making them experience the product, trial closes, asking the prospect of opinion during and after the presentation. In case there are objections, in case there are feedback which are not meeting with ourselves, you can uncover those objections, meet the objections, satisfy them, remove the anomalies, look for your presentation or your products or your services, cater it them to the requirement of the of the customer, trial close, ask prospective of opinions about the overcoming of each objection immediacy, and probably in the close, bringing the prospect to the logical conclusion to buy. Definitely, that is what we are looking about it. And follow up and services, making sure that the customer is well looked after. Let me summarize in the next two slides before we wind up this particular presentation. Personal selling is an honorable profession, and it is one of the oldest profession where millions of people have chosen sales career because of job availability, because of personal freedom that comes along with it, because of the challenges that is present, opportunities for successes, non-financial rewards, financial reward is what comes around it. I have also said the success comes from training, success comes from applying knowledge, acquiring knowledge, developing skills, and definitely working hard. Remember, the drive, the need, the hunger for succeed is much more important for success. Remain positive in your outlook, be optimistic no matter what comes around it, and obviously optimize your time. Obviously, effectively use whatever time is at your disposal. Take care of all the customers, and I will can surely tell it to you, the customers will take care of you. With this, I come to an end of this presentation. Thank you once again for watching this video till the end.